I just finished watching Cien Días para Enamorarnos. So I started watching it maybe a couple of months ago, I think. I was obsessed. Like every free time I'd have, I would sit down and watch at least 2 episodes straight. And I just finally finished watching it. It was so beautiful. But at some point in season 2, it turned into crap because of the coronavirus, because some of the actors weren't in the place where they were filming, or I don't know, but it was pretty obvious that at least two of the actresses weren't in the studio filming. They were in like green screens. They try to fix it. They try to blur out the background and like stuff like that. But the kissing scenes were so fucking awkward because it was just like the actress just leaning, and then this other person, like, it was just so obvious that they weren't kissing, or they weren't even there. They were just like smashed together and like video editing. It was awkward as fuck. And the lining in these actresses was just wrong, because you could see the actors that were actually in the set, the lining, and then see these other actresses. It was just so different and so wrong, and like it really really bothered me. They explained it in the beginning of the season. They explained that they had to that they couldn't come back to set to film because of the coronavirus and stuff, but the show must go on, and at some point they just decided to, I don't know, do the green screen thing, which I hated. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, at least once I cried in every fucking episode, and thanks to this like way of filming it, it took so much of the seriousness of the show away, because I just couldn't stop thinking about the lining in her hair and everyone else's hair, and like the kissing scenes. Wrong. Just couldn't. I mean, some of those episodes made me cry anyway. I'm a big crybaby, I know, but like they talked about real shit, and I don't know, it really hit me. Every episode just fucking hit me. My favorite character, Corey's complaining because I am talking and she's trying to sleep. My favorite character was Emiliano. I mean, there were some parts where I was like, I want to punch him in the fucking nose. But I fell in love with his character. I think he was the only character that actually made sense. Like everyone else, they were just fighting over this stupidest shit. And like communication, y'all, just communication. But yeah, he was definitely my favorite character, and I loved him till the end. Except when he started arguing about getting married and how marriage takes away your freedom, or whatever the fuck he was saying. But he was my favorite. The other characters I just wanted to punch in the nose most times than Emiliano. Alright, my neighbors are home. So yeah, I can't believe I thought, the way everything was looking, I thought they were just gonna, the shadow. The way everything was looking, I thought they were just gonna film this season like that, with a green screen and the bad fucking angles and bad fucking lighting and everything, and leave the end for a season 3, because we kind of deserve something serious for the show finale. I'm not fully complaining. I liked the ending. I really really liked the ending. Like everyone just had a fucking happy ending, and I love that. I know I keep saying that I love sad endings, but not when it's like something this realistic. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Everyone was just happy, and I loved it. But they should have just made another season and just give us a fucking serious ending with no green screens and no bad lighting and no bad fucking awkward kissing scenes and bad angles, and it was obvious sometimes that the actress, like, they would put the back of the head of the actress that wasn't there, and then the other person in front of her, but it was so obvious that it was like a mannequin or something. It wasn't even a real person. It was like a mannequin with a wig, because they wouldn't even move. The actors would be moving and talking, and then when the scene got to like the other actress or actor face and it was the back of her head, she wouldn't even move. She was just like super still. It was just awkward. It was fucking awkward, and I really wish they would have left the show finale for a season 3 for whenever they got the chance to travel again and go back to set and everything. Because I don't know where they are from. There is a Venezuelan actress there. Well, a few Venezuelan actors actually. But one was like not main, but like kind of main. And I know like she lives in New York with her husband. The other ones, I'm guessing they live in Miami. Most of the actors were Mexican, so I'm pretty sure that the two main actresses that weren't there then had to do the whole green screen thing. Pretty sure they live in like Mexico or something, because it was, I don't know if it was shot in Houston, but the show is in Houston. So the Venezuelan actress that lives in New York, she wasn't even in the show finale. She was the main character's son's girlfriend, so she was in screen a little bit, like more than a little bit. She should have been there, at least in the fucking wedding and the end of the fucking show, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm guessing the other actresses were in like Mexico or something, or their homes, and they just didn't live in fucking Houston or whatever they were filming this, and it just fucked me up a little bit. It just fucked me up a little bit. I wanted to cry a little more when I finished this, because I was like, I really, really liked it. I never got sick of it. I never wanted to stop watching it, and I just wanted to sit down and watch 30 fucking episodes straight every day. And that just fucked me up a little bit. I just finished watching The Woman in the Window, and it was so good. I decided to watch it because of the cast. I mean, fucking Wyatt Russell, Amy Adams, Gary Oldman, come on. And because it was like a movie made in pandemic. You guys know that movies and shows, like episodes made in pandemic, they're always like only a couple of actors on screen at the time and stuff like that. It gets kind of boring. So when it came out, I was like, I mean, do I want to watch it? I do, because of the cast, but at the same time, it's just going to be, you know. And then I gave it a try, and I fucking loved it. Amy Adams is so gorgeous. I can't wait to see the new Enchanted movie, which is already in the works. I'm excited about that. And Wyatt Russell, I can't believe that actor went from being like, you know, whatever, an actor who's working a job next, to, oh my god, that's Wyatt Russell, you know, like thanks to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And the times that I have seen him, because I've seen like movies with him and shows with him, but I never really paid attention until I watched The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I hated him. And then I started seeing him everywhere, in movies that I have already seen, in shows that I have already seen. I'd be like, wow, that's him. And I realized that he had a little belly. He had a little, like, he was a little fat. And not fat, but like he had a little belly. Of course he lost it for his Falcon character. I mean, obviously he was going to be the new Captain America, whatever. What's US something, I forgot, Captain US. So of course he had to lose it, but I've seen him a few times in different things, and he has a little belly showing up, and I'm like, oh, I think I miss it. Like, it's adorable, his little belly. Anyways, The Woman in the Window, I think. I already forgot the name of the movie. Yeah, watch it. I just finished watching a movie called The Unholy. I heard great things about this movie, and I didn't know. I mean, I heard before it came out that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was gonna be the lead, but I forgot. I just forgot, and so when I started watching, I was like, whoa, I've heard great things about this movie, and also Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the main character, so it's gonna be bomb as fuck. And then it wasn't. So why is it in my favorite, you may ask? Well, because I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and he was Amazing, as always. I mean, it's not like I didn't like the movie. It was a little bit predictable. We love that shit here. We love being able to predict what the fuck's gonna happen in horror movies. We've been through that. But the ending is what I didn't like. I don't even remember it. Like, I stopped paying attention. Spoiler alert. After the girl just came back to life. I mean, the girl was supposed to die for this thing to not be alive, because she said that she was connected through her children or whatever, and this girl was one of them, so she had to die in order for the bad spirit to die, you know. Heard something weird. So it was obvious that the girl had to die, but then she came back to life in the stupidest way. And I mean, you know, I like my sad endings and my tragic endings. That was a great, good ending. The girl dying, so the entity dies, and like, you know. But then she coming back to life because Jeffrey Dean Morgan prayed to God. Like, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. I would have liked if the girl just died and, well, you'll be deeply missed and remembered, you know? Then she came back to life and, like, ruined everything for me. Like, I liked the movie up till the Disney ending. You know what I mean? I'm a Disney fan. Like, hello. I love Disney, and I love Disney endings in Disney movies, not in fucking horror movies, you know? I love my tragic endings. I love them, and I will prefer them over a happy ending always. Like when Tangled, I don't know if you're a Disney person, like a Disney adult like me, but in Tangled, when, you know, Flynn dies, or Eugene, or whatever his name is, the prince, when he dies, I cried, of course, like everyone else in the fucking theater. But then he came back to life, and I was so disappointed. Even though I knew this was a Disney movie, he had just been stabbed. I wanted him to stay dead. It hurt. Yes, it did. I cried. Yes, I did. But I wanted him to stay cold. That was the whole fucking point, you know? They killed him to bring him back. Like, come on. If you kill someone, if you make me cry over some death, I am expecting for the corpse to stay down. I don't know if that makes any sense. It was a perfect Disney ending, but I wanted my tragic, sad ending. Which is sad because Eugene is one of my favorite princes, even though, yes, I forgot his name. Like, he has two names. I don't remember. It's been a while since the last time I saw Tangled. But he's one of my favorite princes because, well, he's handsome as fuck. And in Spanish, my favorite male solo singer in Spanish voiced Flynn Rider. It's Flynn Rider, yes. He voiced him. His name is Cheyenne. And he's mostly like an old women singer, like to moms and stuff like that. We actually joke, like all the Latino America youth, we joke about Chayanne being our dads because our moms just love him to death. But I'm one of those who want to marry the guy. I don't want to be her. Well, no, I do want him to adopt me, yes. Totally, yes. He actually married a Venezuelan girl. And according to the story I've read, they met in like the airport or something. She was just your typical normal girl in fucking, I don't know, waiting for her flight. And then they met and like, love at first sight. That's just a dream, right? Me in an airport and then Tom Holland there. And the rest is history. Anyways, the Unholy. Great movie, except for the Disney kind of ending. I finished watching like an hour ago Friends the Reunion. I know I am fucking late because I wanted to watch it with my uncle, and with all the gasoline issues we have in my country, I don't really see my family that often, even though we live pretty close to each other. But today we finally got together and we watched Friends the Reunion, and it was so good. I like cried, laughed. I realized that I didn't stop smiling during the whole thing. The hour 40 something minutes that it lasts, I was just smiling. At some point, like past an hour, I was like, I'm gonna get so many wrinkles, like my cheeks hurt. It was so beautiful. Although I'm pissed that Paul Rudd wasn't there. Like, what's up with that? Why wasn't Paul Rudd there? Everyone was there except Paul Rudd or the twins. God damn it. Oh, the one from Zack and Cody. Wait, cause I like Cole and Dylan Sprouse. Cause I like Cole. How could I forget? They weren't there either. Like, were they asked to be there? Ben wasn't a big character, but at the same time, like, you invited Justin Bieber to dress up as the holiday armadillo, and you didn't invite the Sprouse twins, you know what I mean? But anyways, it was great. I love watching TV with my uncle. That's like our thing, I think. Like, when my grandpa was alive, I used to do that with him too. Like, we're not a very like emotional family, I guess. Like, we don't say I love you to each other. We sit down and watch TV and enjoy our favorite sitcoms together. Or movies. With my grandpa, it was movies, especially action movies. Our favorite movie to watch together was The Phantom. I think I've mentioned that before here in my channel. The Phantom, like the one with the superhero that dresses in purple and then like the skulls and everything. That's why I got a skull tattooed there in that Zippo. The tattoo is wrong. Don't stare at it too long. But the skull is not for the Punisher, it's for the Phantom, that movie, for my grandpa. And with my uncle, it's Friends, The Big Bang Theory, Two and a Half Men, all of our favorite shows. We would sit down and watch together. So Friends the Reunion, I had to watch it with him. I had to wait until a day we would get together at my mom's house, because sometimes I go and he's not there, sometimes he goes, most times he goes and I'm not there. So yeah, definitely will watch again. It was just that awesome. It's just a reunion, the actors talking to each other, remembering things, reading the script, but it was just fucking amazing, and I will definitely 100% watch it again. I didn't just finish watching In the Heights. I finished watching it a few hours ago, but I completely forgot to give my little, not review, opinion. I forgot to give my little opinion on the movie, and holy fuck, Lin-Manuel Miranda just does not disappoint, okay? It's just the greatest thing that's happened to the world, honestly. I'm such a big fan of his. And I know he wrote In the Heights when he was very young. He wanted some Latino representation. He did a great job. I saw that there were some people complaining that there wasn't enough Black Latino representation, and he like apologized on Twitter and everything, and I feel like he represented everyone. I even heard a coño de la madre, a very Venezuelan coño de la madre at some point in the movie, like in the background, and I was like, representing my Venezuelan people. Because not I know my accent and I know the way we insult. And that was very Venezuelan. And we also had a little Venezuelan flag hanging over there. So I was very excited. I don't know. I feel like he represented everything very beautifully, but that's just, I guess, my view as a non-black Latino. But I mean, if Venezuelans were to complain about not having representation ever anywhere, we would never shut the fuck up, you know? And also, like, not all Venezuelans look alike, because Venezuela was just a country where a bunch of immigrants came to, like, from Germany. We actually have a whole town that used to be only Germans living there, and it was like a very touristic place to go to. It still exists, but no Germans anymore. Everyone left. Portuguese people, like everyone running away from the wars, they came here. So Venezuela is a very, very, very mixed country. I think I am very Venezuelan, maybe. I have a very indigenous face, and you know, Venezuela has indigenous tribes, and you know, they were originally here. But anyways, this is not about getting Venezuelan representation or about black Latinos getting representation. I'm sorry if they didn't. Like, I saw representation there, but again, I am not black Latino, so I don't know. Moving on from that topic, it was just amazing. It was just amazing. It's always hard to make a musical, I feel like, because most musicals, they look ridiculous when they start singing out of nowhere, you know. But they did it. That, like, it used to be a play, or it is a play. I don't know if they still do it, but it's a play. It's a musical for stage, and they completely just turned it into a movie, and they did it so fucking beautifully. It wasn't awkward. Musicals, sometimes they turn fucking awkward. It wasn't. It really wasn't. And I cried. Like, in the third song, I was already bawling. So it gets emotional. Gets very fucking emotional. Especially because I watched it with a friend of mine whose grandparents are Cuban. And when they came here, there is this abuela, this grandma, who's Cuban and came to the US with her mom. She has a song, and she starts talking about her mom's story about not having work in Cuba and having to move to New York, and finding jobs in anything that she could so she could provide for her kid. And my friend was like, she's literally describing my grandparents' life. And it's a thing. It's a thing that happens, and everything is just so real. The songs, they hit you differently, or at least they did me, because I was an immigrant for a bit. I lived in the US for 2 years, and it just hits you differently when you know what they're going through, if that makes any sense. Being nobody, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just don't know how to explain it, but it hits you differently. Another friend, I watched it with two friends. Another friend was like, not the one with the Cuban grandparents, the other one. He said, there is this song where this girl doesn't want to leave her community, her Washington Heights, because the people she loves is there, the people who knows her, her family, like, she grew up there. She doesn't want to leave Washington Heights to go to college. And then she has this song where, you know, she's expressing her feelings about it, and my friend was like, I just don't understand her. I would fucking leave. And I joke and I say every day that I want to leave my country, which it's not a lie. But since I already did, I know how it feels. I know how it feels to leave your community. I know how it feels to leave your family. She was only leaving for another state. But that's the song that made me cry the most. I'm lying. The grandma song. Anyways, let's not. I don't want to. I usually spoil a lot, but I don't want to spoil you that, because that really, like, I wasn't fucking expecting that. Anyways, I I took her song personally because I just remembered that I left in a hurry my country, and leaving your community, leaving your family, leaving your people, leaving your friends, leaving the people who have known you your whole life, the places you've known your whole life, is hard as fuck. He doesn't know, I'm guessing, because he never lived it. He wouldn't understand. Like, you have to live the experiences to be able to understand it. I guess that's how how I can best describe it, explain it. I don't know, the whole musical is just so relatable because I am Latino, I was an immigrant, and like everything is just like every second of it. And Lin Manuel he doesn't disappoint. He never disappoints. He is. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. He's changing the world. Maybe not your world, maybe not his world, maybe not her world, but he is changing the world for a lot of people. He's changing the musical industry, in my opinion. That's just my opinion as someone who doesn't really know shit. I just see him and I feel it. I feel like he's changing the musical community, that he's changing fucking Broadway or something. Like, he's adding into the world. He's adding so much into the world, and I feel like it's a historical moment. Maybe it's not for you, or I don't know, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna agree with me. I feel like it's like a historical moment that we're living in with Lin Manuel, and I'm really, really glad that I'm alive at the same time as he is. That's crazy to me, because I'm used to admiring people that died a million years ago. Well, not a million, but like Frank Sinatra. I've loved Frank Sinatra for years, but obviously I didn't love him as much before he passed away. So yeah, I'm just used to admiring people and seeing people that completely changed the world from the future, if that makes any sense. Like, their era ended, they died or whatever. Like David Bowie, he was alive still when I admired the shit out of him, but his era passed. His legacy remained and will remain forever, but like, I didn't leave that moment of ladies and gentlemen and others, you know what I mean? Like, those big moments I did not live. And this time I'm living them with Lin Manuel. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it. I probably sound crazy, but I just love that man, and I truly feel like he deserves. There's gonna be a day in the future, I don't know when, but there's gonna be a day where they're gonna open like a museum or something dedicated to Lin Manuel. I am sure of it, because he deserves that shit. I'm not talking about a star in the Walk of Fame, nothing like that. I mean, that's huge. Of course, he's gonna get one of those if he doesn't have it already. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm saying a whole fucking building dedicated, like Disney World, but not really, Walt Disney has a lot of I don't want to say attractions. Are they attractions? Like, a lot of things where they display like videos of Walt Disney explaining what he wanted to do with Disney World, and like explaining things and just talking about his projects and stuff like that. I am sure Lin Manuel is gonna get one of those in the future, whether it's after he died or before he dies. He's gonna get one of those. He's gonna have a little museum, or a big one. I hope it's a big one. A big museum just dedicated to him and his works. The ones he's already done, the one he's gonna continue making, because that man is a fucking genius. He's a genius. I want him to adopt me so bad. I want him to be my dad. I want Vanessa, his wife, to be my mom. And I want their kids to be my little brothers. I want them to adopt me. I want Lin Manuel to sing me to bed. I never had that growing up, so I want it now, and I want it from him. Jesus Christ, that man is just, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I freaking loved In the Heights, it's safe to say. I mean, I am here just talking about Lin Lin Ling. It's obviously anything he makes, I'm going to love. Anyways, yeah, In the Heights. If you're not into musicals, I don't think that's for you, but like if you have the stomach to stand a musical even though you don't like them, I think you should definitely watch In the Heights. The stories, first of all. The stories, the songs, the beats, the music, like everything is just, oh my god. And they added in the narrative, I guess, that's how you say it, the blackout. I don't remember when that was, a New York City blackout. They added it in, and there is actually a song called Blackout, I think. It was like 3 days of blackout or something. And my other two friends and me, we lived the blackout of 2019. We were like 5 days, 4 days and a half, something like that, without power. And we were like, oh boy. Oh boy, this is bringing back memories. But we weren't that cheerful, because we also didn't have signal or anything, and like we're not as close to our communities as they were in the movie. So we were like, no, this is bringing back way too many bad memories. I don't want to relive it. And actually, we made a pact because back in 2009, I think it was in 2019 when we had our blackout. I didn't have signal where I lived. I don't think I'm gonna have signal here either, because we're gonna get another one. We've been expecting it for a while now, so it's getting here. It's getting here because everyone's talking and talking and talking more about it. So it's getting here. It's gonna happen. I don't know when, but like we made a pact. If it happens and I don't have signal, they don't have signals, the one with the car is gonna come pick us all up and just show up at our door and be like, Dilum, hey bitch, I'm here. Because I will not stand another 5-day blackout with just my family. I live alone now. I don't think I'll stand it by myself. I don't think I mean, I'm probably gonna go to my mom's house. But it was a little terrible. It was a little terrible. We had nothing to talk about. My family fights a lot, Latinos. And it was so hot. So at some point during the day or the night or whatever, I didn't know when was day, night, or I couldn't sleep because it was too hot. At some point in the day/night, I would just go to my room, try to read with a candle because my room was dark and it wasn't facing the sun. It was terrible. So we made a pact. If it happens and no one can get a hold of anyone, we're gonna go to their buildings and we're gonna be like, ah! Until the person comes out. So yeah, I've been talking for 20 minutes about this movie and Lin-Manuel and like my blackout. It doesn't fucking matter. In the Heights, please watch it.
I am Peter Pan, I'll never be a man if you never wanna grow. Take my hand, I'll take you to Neverland. I am Peter